Hey guys, Clay Palmer here with Skirmish Baits. I want to take a moment here and talk to you a little bit about our crawler type bait, the A10A1 Crevice Critter. It's very similar to other kind of baits that you might see on the market or you may be familiar with, but this one is our own. This is we've taken some time and worked with the people that supply our baits for us, and we've kind of redesigned a few things on the bait to make it a little bit better. A couple things: we've increased the hardware, the line ties and the hook hangers. We beefed those up a little bit so they're not so a little bit bigger gauge wire, so they're not so brittle, or not brittle, but weak. Another thing we've done, we've changed some of the body shape. We've put in a different rattle. It's a little bit different than some you might be familiar with. It's a little bit higher pitched sound, but the fish love it. Trust me, we've been catching the heck out of them. Also, we've changed the counterbalance in it, so it casts like a bullet and it'll come in true. And we've made a couple little tweaks on the bill where not only will it run through the water straight coming at you, but it'll also hunt. So even if you're not banging it off the rocks or trees, it'll be coming through, and then it'll all of a sudden just dart off to one side or the other, kind of give you that reaction strike if you got a fish following. So those are some of the improvements we made. We've done a few other things too, but we can't really divulge all that. Each one of them is custom painted by Dwayne Beatty. So they're really beautiful baits. I'll put a couple other colors up for you as well. How I like to fish it, I like to fish them all year long, but they really shine in the spring for me when fish are hunting crawdads. I really like them for the crawdads. Some people fish with them with a shad type imitation, and they catch a lot of fish on them. I do too, but the crawdad colors really for me are the best. One thing I do like, I always change out my hooks to a number 4 hook, a little bit bigger hook, get a little bit more bite in it. Doesn't really affect the action much, but one of the key things is the short shank, because if you have just a regular style treble on here, sometimes with the bigger hooks they'll hang each other up as you're casting or coming through the water, but the short shank will stay, won't catch on anyone. So I've got one tied up there so you can kind of see how that they touch, but they don't hook each other. So that's a big key. It also helps keep your fish hookup catches up, because if your hooks are messed up, and you might not stick the fish if they hit it the right way. But sometimes you can downsize to a number 6, a little bit smaller hook, just to lighten it up a little bit. I like to throw it. I throw on 10 to 12. Fluoro to mono. I really like mono most of all when I'm throwing it, because it's not quite as abrasion resistant as the fluoro, but the mono floats. And so when I'm really banging it off the rocks and the trees, I kind of want to give it all the positive buoyancy I can, so it'll float up off of that thing and I can keep going. But if you're really getting a lot of nicks in your line, you can try fluoro. It's not really going to make it that much, impede it, but it will, kind of slow it down just a little bit. Plus, mono has a little bit more stretch than fluoro, and so even though I'm using a fiberglass rod, I think that extra stretch kind of helps when you're fighting the fish, that they don't rip out or tear or throw the bait easier. So, but try it, the A10A1 Crevice Critter from Skirmish Baits. Also remember, if you're going to purchase some, use the promo code PALMER10, P-A-L-M-E-R 10. It'll save you 10% off your purchase on non-sale items.